I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to defend his cause. Maintain the honors of his word, the glory of his cross.
Hello, I'm James Brown, and on behalf of the East End Church of Christ located in Toronto, Canada, I'd like to welcome you to Monday's edition of Walking Through the Bible, a podcast where we seek to study the Bible and the Bible alone. Please stick around afterwards for information on how you can contact us. But for now, if you have a Bible with you, please go to the book of Genesis, and we'll turn you over to Jeremy Dieselkamp for a study of the day.
Thank you, James, and welcome to all of our viewers. This is the 48th lesson in our study of Genesis. On Saturday, we covered Genesis chapter 13, verses 1 to 13, discussing the separation of Lot and Abraham. If you missed that episode and would like to watch it, you can find it and all of our other podcasts on our website at www.eastendchurch.org. You can also find them on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/eastendchurchofchrist under the Walking Through the Bible Genesis playlist. Today we're going to begin with Genesis chapter 13, verse 14, and read through verse 18. The text that you'll see on the screen is from the English Standard Version, but you're welcome to follow along with any version that you have. So let's now read Genesis 13, beginning at verse 14. The Lord said to Abram, after Lot had separated from him, "Lift your eyes and look from your place where you are, northward and southward and eastward and westward. For all the land that you see I will give to you and to your offspring forever. I will make your offspring as the dust of the earth, so that if one can count the dust of the earth, your offspring also will be counted. Arise, walk through the length and the breadth of the land, for I will give it to you." So Abram moved his tent and came and settled by the oaks of Mamre, which are at Hebron, and there he built an altar to the Lord. On Saturday we discussed how Lot and Abram separated. The separation occurred because of infighting among the herdsmen. Abram could have settled the matter by casting Lot and his herds to the worst land possible, but he didn't. He gave Lot the choice. Lot chose what he thought was the best land, the land that was good physically, for it was well watered. What he didn't consider was that the wicked cities would be present there, cities that could weaken his family spiritually. From that story, we learn about what Jesus taught in Matthew 6:19-21, about laying up treasures in heaven instead of on this earth. Lot was concerned with the physical more than the spiritual, and his family would pay dearly for that decision later on in this book. Abram settled in Canaan, and when he did this, God told him to look on the land that he dwelt in. If he looked north, south, east, or west, all the land he saw would be his and his offspring. God also promised to make Abram's seed like the dust of the earth, too numerous to be counted. This was a major promise to Abram, for he did not own any land, for he was a sojourner, and he did not have any children, for Sarai was barren. Abram would have to trust in God by faith, which of course we know that he did. Some might look at this passage and come away with two false notions. The first one is that since Abram didn't physically own the land, that somehow God's promise has yet to be fulfilled today. What they fail to realize is that even though it is true that Abram didn't own the land in his lifetime, his descendants would own the land, so that in a sense, he did own the land by promise. Abram trusted God so much that it was as if Abram actually owned the land, even though he never lived to see it. The second mistake people make is that they see the term forever and assume that the descendants of Abram would possess this land unconditionally for all the rest of time. The term forever is often understood as meaning never ending, but it can also be used to mean a very long period of time. We use forever this way when we say the bus took forever to get here. The Bible uses forever this way sometimes as well. In Exodus 29:9, the Levitical priesthood was said to last forever, yet Hebrews 7:11 and 12 says the priesthood was changed and Christ is high priest today. Forever doesn't have to mean eternal. In Deuteronomy 4:25 and 26 and Joshua 23:15 and 16, we find that Israel would possess the land as long as they obeyed and would be punished and cast out of the land when they disobeyed. Israel was carried off into captivity for disobedience in the time of Nebuchadnezzar. They were brought back so God could fulfill his promise about the Messiah, but Israel on the whole then rejected the Messiah, Jesus of Nazareth, And I believe it was God who used the Romans in 70 AD to cast the Jews out of the land, just like he used the Babylonians some 600 years before. God never broke his side of the covenant. Israel broke hers, and that's why God drove them out. Today, God's covenant is not with physical Israel, but with spiritual Israel, those who are heirs of the promises to Abraham by faith in Jesus. Galatians 3:26-29. Understanding this is important to understanding the gospel. Getting back to Genesis 12, though, Abram is told to explore the land his family would possess. He came to Hebron, the first city where David would rule from. And there Abram built an altar to the Lord and worshiped God. With that, our time is up for today. Please join us, Lord willing, tomorrow when we will continue our study of Genesis, beginning with Genesis 14, verse 1.
Thank you, Jeremy. And to our viewers, we also thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Should you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment below or email us at answerintheword@gmail.com. We'll try to respond to you as quickly as we can. We hope you'll join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow when we'll be continuing our study of the book of Genesis. Goodbye for now and have a great day.
I'm not ashamed to own my Lord.